Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Melissa Fleur with ProjectNursery.com, and I'm here with my partner on the West Coast.
Woo! Hey guys, I'm Pam Ginocchio. So excited to be here for a little Google Hangout.
Yeah.
Really excited. Melissa, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. It's a beautiful sunny day, getting some work done, and I always like to see you. In fact, our day is, we're always on a Google Hangout, it seems like, chatting. But this
We're
time,
like the biggest fan.
everyone can watch now.
Everyone can watch, and we like kind of put lipstick on. So that's a big step.
That is the only difference.
But we're excited to really kind of talk design today with one of our absolute favorites,
Yes.
Mary Bauer from Bratt Decor. We have been huge fans for a long time, and I love chatting with Mary because she is so fun, super fashionable, but really I love her story, and that's what we want to dive more into and get to kind of know her a little bit behind the scenes and hear about her fabulous collection of cribs, nursery furniture. They've got wallpaper now, rugs, lighting, the whole bedding, the whole kit and caboodle. So.
All right, well, then you know what? Let's bring Mary on and let's pick her brain. I want to get design ideas. I want to know what's trendy, and I want to hear about her business because, like you said, it's very inspiring. This lady, she knows what she's doing, and I love that Mary has such a specific look, and her brand is so specific, which I know you and I can learn a lot from. So, Mary, if you're there, we want to see your beautiful.
Mary, come on, join us.
Come on down.
We have some riveting questions to ask you. There she is.
Hey, ladies.
Hey, Mary. How's it going?
It's good. It's great. It's warm. I'm happy.
And so you are in your office. Tell us where you're located.
I have an office/warehouse. So yeah, we work in a 120-year-old warehouse here.
And where is here?
In Baltimore. Yeah, on the East Coast.
Where it all happens, Bratt Decor. That's kind of fitting that it's a super old historical building because I feel like a lot of Bratt Decor is timeless, and the wrought iron, it could be like from ages ago to now, the modern times. So very interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of what we like to do. I find I can take a shot and I can use it 10 years later. We try really hard to keep that timeless look. So. It's tricky because the trends are so fun and they're so enticing, but I do try to keep them out. But sometimes I sneak them in.
Completely. I feel like that with fashion, right? I'm always thinking, am I going to do that trend or not? Because I don't want to be that, that picture of like 1 year later where it's like, oh, you did the chevron blouse trend. Yeah.
Right.
I did that.
So Mary, we want to hear your story. We want you to share your story with our audience and tell us what inspired you to start Bratt Decor. How many years ago is it now?
Well, in March it was 19 years. So next year is a big anniversary. So, just like everybody who's pregnant, you start looking to put your nursery together, and it's really difficult for moms today to imagine what the landscape was 19 years ago. It was bleak and boring.
What
it was before. Yeah, there was no Pottery Barn Kids, there was no Restoration Hardware, there was no Giggle, there was no Posh Talk, there was no Bye Bye Baby, there was no there was none of the names that you know. Mm-hmm. None of the designers that are on the scene now were there. So it was very boring, and my husband's an artist, and I was always a business person, but I worked in the arts. I worked for an architect, I worked in fine arts, I worked in photography, and fashion. So when I got pregnant, and really, seriously, it was you could get your cherry wood crib that's ugly, or you get your melamine white crib that's ugly, and that's it.
Right.
And none of that was working for me. So we started Bratt Decor. We were really the first of our kind. Nobody was doing this when we started in 1995. So
what was your first crib?
The first crib was a wrought iron 4-poster crib. And it was called Casablanca Plume, and it had ostrich feather sprays at the top of all 4 posters.
Wow! Oh my gosh, you have to bring up that vintage. I love that.
Yeah, and when we told people what we were doing and they saw the crib, they thought we were completely crazy. And now, 19 years later, I can confirm we were completely crazy. So.
Yeah. Right. If you knew now what you know now, you might not have started it, right? Like, it's crazy.
It's been a fun ride, but yeah, the crib industry is not for sissies. It's tough. It's a lot of regulation. You know, it's difficult.
And the industry has certainly evolved since, so I'm sure it just gets more and more difficult.
I'm really excited to see other designers on board because it does make the landscape so much more fun. Right. And I think we've been really successful in keeping our own unique voice. There's lots of choices out there, which is great for the consumer. So with all the, as it evolves, I think it's just getting better and better.
Now, I want to ask you, you mentioned earlier that your husband is an artist, and so this is truly a family-owned, family-run business, right? And so I want to hear about
Well, my husband, he's from South Africa, so he went to art school in Cape Town, and he majored in fine art and woodworking and furniture design. So when he moved to this country after college, he was a commercial illustrator. But he does everything. He's just very brilliant. He's a genius. When I wanted to get married, he designed my wedding ring. He designed the wedding dress. When we built the vacation home, he designed the vacation home. And when I was pregnant, hormonal, miserable, and just crying over the lack of choices for cribs, we were laying in bed, and he just couldn't take it anymore. And he's like, bring me my sketch pad. So he just started sketching out a crib. And I'm like, I love it, make it. And that's how it started.
Oh, my God. Oh, I want a husband like that.
Sweet story, I know. And much of your inspiration was Parisian. Tell us more about, because I feel like you've maintained that look and you've stayed true to your unique niche, and I think that's what really makes you stand apart from a lot of, like you said, trends come and go, and a lot of kind of companies. I mean, thankfully we have a lot more options in the nursery world now, but it's nice to see that you've really maintained your original designs.
Right. Casablanca, which is a wrought iron crib in our line, has been with us for 19 years. It's our oldest crib. It's still beautiful. It's still hopping. That's the crib Jennifer Lopez got. So it's still very appropriate in any nursery. So yeah, it's a lot of French influence. When I finished college, I spent a lot of time in Paris, and I just fell in love with the wrought iron balconies and the metro signs, and I love the way the old fits with the new in that city. Like you have the Louvre, which is classic neoclassicism, and then that glass pyramid.
Right.
And it just works. It shouldn't work, but it works. Yeah. So one of the fun things I love to do when designing is put our classic, really, really classic pieces in unexpected environments, like we do it in old lofts or in a really modern apartment with concrete walls and exposed duct, and then you put this shiny silver opulent crib in there, and I've always loved that. I think that mixing of the mediums and the energies, it creates something completely fresh and unexpected. And that's challenging, to be fresh and unexpected in design.
Right, especially going with something so traditional, because I do love how you stage your photography for your products on your website. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's very clean, but then you have, like you said, this opulent crib that you just hone in on. And I think it's just genius from a marketing perspective and how you present it. Because it does appeal to everybody, which is so nice. You know, I think what I like about your crib so much is that, you know, maybe I'm not a traditionalist, but then I want to be, because I see how good it looks in a modern environment, which I think is so fun.
Right. Yeah, it's fun.
So then let me ask you this then. What is the process from the time you're designing your new crib collection or your new furniture collection to get it out to the market? What is the whole behind the scenes that you guys go through or you've been doing over the years?
It takes a really long time, because I really feel like interiors and fashion are sisters. So I'm in New York a lot. I really love to watch the fashion industry, and you can see what's coming. So you can see a while back everything went minimalistic, then it went glitzy and metallic, and then there were no rules. And so, I just try to see what's missing in our line that our audience is asking for. And then we come up with something that is ours. We don't want to just, create something for the sake of creating it. It has to look and feel like us. So the first stage is Stephen and I, we talk about it, and he just starts getting a pencil and a pad and just putting ideas together. And then once we have a design that we really, really like, we send it to our factory in Asia for the prototype process. And often Stephen will fly there because our finishes are really unique. So it's not like out of a can. He will, like for that antique silver that you see on our Chelsea, which is really unique, he was in the factory for about 3 weeks, and it's about 7 different paints to create that hue, and it's all hand applied. So he works with artisans there to make sure that it's perfect. And then once we get the sample that we like, we send it up for testing. And then once that's approved, which that takes a while, we get a prototype, and then we photograph it, and then we go into production. So all in all, it can take 6 months, 8 months to get from board into my warehouse.
Wow. And then what is the typical lead time for customers ordering through your website?
Well, we're trying to keep it no more than 6 to 8. Lots of stuff is in stock. It's, it's a living, breathing organism. Lots of times it's in stock, and sometimes somebody will see something, or it'll appear on Project Nursery, and we run out, and then we've got a 12-week lead time. But that's good too.
Right. Yeah, good problems to have, right? And we like, well, that's. It's so great to hear about what goes into it, because sometimes when you're on the other side and you're just shopping, you don't think about that. And when you're choosing furnishings, especially for the nursery, you want lasting, very high quality pieces if you can go that route. And I never thought about the finishes, because I do think for you guys that is one of the top things that makes you so unique is your finishes, and you can really tell how special they are especially when you see them in person, which we get to at the annual ABC show. So always looking forward to knowing what you guys come out with. And we know that you have the new Parisian line, so that's one of your latest collections. Gorgeous. Is there anything else you're working on?
We're retiring the much beloved Venetian. It's been in the line for so long, and everybody has loved it, but I just thought it was time for an update, just to do something fresh. So I think if you like the Parisian or the Venetian, you're going to love the Parisian. It's a very similar crib, but it's just got, it's got some different lines on the head and footboard. But I do love the Parisian, but I just thought it was time for something new. I'm sorry, the Venetian. So yeah, that was that's our newest baby. We haven't even gotten our first production in yet. So they're scheduled to arrive on the West Coast, I think, this week or next week. So I'm excited for that.
That's exciting, and it comes in 2 finishes. Is that right?
4. It comes in a distressed black, a distressed white, a pewter, and a gold.
Ooh, that's exciting.
We just added distressed black to all of our metal. I really think that black is the new neutral. Forever it was white, then it was gray, now it's black. I think it's black.
Okay. This is conversation we need to have.
Quote you on that?
I am super into black. Like
we are.
And it's very funny because I just did an office makeover, and I painted all my moldings and my French doors, everything like high gloss black. I'm so into it. So I'm so excited to see that coming back into the nursery, because I know we've had conversations with other vendors, and I know that was a thing maybe 5-6 years ago, but to see it coming back and that you're bringing it back in the crib world is really exciting. That's a good Project Nursery feature we need to tee up, I think.
Oh, I love it. I think it's so elegant, and it's so bold, and everything looks good on black. I mean, that's why the little black dress is so popular. Everybody looks good in black. Every room looks good with black. I think you need something black in every room.
Okay, I like it. We're all on the same page. So now, I know Pam is dying to get into the celebrity talk because...
I know. You said Jennifer Lopez, and I kind of like perked up. I love hearing about, you've worked with a ton of celebrities, and
Tell us more about them.
Tell us more about that, and one question I have, you could think about it while you're talking, is if you had your ideal celebrity, there's a lot of pregnant celebrities out there, Hayden Panettiere, Rachel Bilson, on and on. Kourtney Kardashian just announced that she's pregnant with her third, I think today. I'd love to know who would be your dream celebrity to work with. But first talk about some of the celebrities you have worked with.
Well, often we don't actually get to work directly with the celebrities. We work through their designer or their people. It's very rare that a celebrity will do their own stuff, but most recently we worked with Alec Baldwin and his lovely wife, and that was awesome. They really had like a fresh, kind of beachy, clean, whitewashed wood look, and that was for their New York apartment. And when my team went to deliver and set up, they were just so sweet and nice. I mean, they were lovely to work with. I love the Lopez's. I worked with Mario and Kourtney with both of their babies and did their nurseries, and they're just, again.
And they used black, right? Didn't they use the black?
Yeah, she wanted black, white, and gray, which I thought was really, really a bold choice. And the room was elegant. She did wallpapers and drippy chandeliers and fluffy rugs, and it was very glamorous and sleek. And she didn't know what she was having, and I thought, well, if you have a boy, are you going to change things out? She's like, no. And they didn't. I think they probably added boxing gloves. I'm sure that happened.
Okay.
But it was, it was awesome. I love that people are getting brave with their nurseries and, breaking all the rules. So, yeah, it was great.
So who's the next celebrity you want to work with?
Oh, who would I want to work with? I would have loved to have worked with Kate Middleton because I love her fashion sense, but she went with a British designer. Go figure.
Go figure.
So, I don't know. You know who I always thought would be fun, just because I think she seems like such a nice person, would be Jennifer Aniston. I think she's got a sweet look, and she's kind of timeless, and everybody
and she
loves
loves design. She totally into design and Zen, and that's a good one.
So if Jennifer Aniston is
watching. Her house is an Architectural Digest. She's totally into it. So.
Yeah, I saw her house. I think she sold that one already, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, in case she's watching, Jennifer, Mary's available.
Girl.
Yeah, she's been pregnant like 50 times, according to In Touch. So maybe one day.
Maybe one.
What, you mean it's not true? I don't even know anymore. I don't pay attention.
So difficult to keep up.
So how's it, here another personal question, how's it working with the husband? Because, man, I don't know if that will work for me, but I'd love to hear about that.
Our husband tried to work at Project Nursery. We tell them no, they can't yet. We're not ready to take them on.
Well, I'm not going to tell tales out of school, but he says he loves working with me, and sometimes I want to choke him. But
there you go.
It's hard working with somebody who's so good at everything. But it's great. But he does have that artist mentality. He does things in his own time, and I'm more of let's get it done today. When am I getting that? When is that design going to be finished? But somehow, it really does work. I couldn't imagine working with anybody else.
That's so great. And we heard that this is kind of like full circle. Your oldest son, who you created that crazy first crib, is working for you.
That is so weird. I can't even believe it's been 19 years, but yeah. So he is a economics and international business student, and he just finished his first year of college, so he's interning here in our business department with Lindsay, who's our CFO, and it's really weird. It's a mind trip. I can't believe it.
You got a family empire, you gotta keep it going.
That's incredible. Incredible.
Yeah.
We're going to hang some ostrich feathers. Although we think feathers are a great trend, so we're super into it. So we're actually, if you bring them back, we want to see it.
Yeah, I just did a feather chandelier in our last shoot, and I love it. It's awesome.
Oh, I saw that one. Yeah, so you kind of brought on a lot of other elements that you can shop the room. I saw your design services. You have some cool design boards, and you can purchase a lot of those products outside of the crib and the changer. So
it's more like, it's a complete experience now, heading to brattdecor.com, right? That's new?
That's true. Yeah, before I would just buy props and antiques just to style the room for the furniture, and everybody would want everything in the photograph, and I didn't have it because I got it at a flea market, or I got it when I was traveling, or it came out of my living room, more and more, as we worked with clients and put their rooms together, we realized that there was a real need to complete the room, to give the whole Bratt Decor look, not just the furnishings. So we've gone and we manufacture bedding, and we do our own line of mattresses. We brought on lighting and rugs and wallpapers, and we're trying to, there's mirrors and some accessory things so that you can really do your whole room. You can buy everything you see in our catalog. So it's been really fun, but that's a whole new challenge too. But I love it. That way the room looks exactly like I want it to look.
Yeah. It's the same theory. It's like you didn't find it, so you went out and created it, and now it's the same thing. It's like if they're asking for it, and you're just going to go out and curate that for your customers and give them what they want.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard, especially our clients. A lot of them are very busy moms. They're professional women. They don't have time to pull this stuff together for themselves. They know what they want, but they don't necessarily know how to create it. So when you can just give them, here it is, it's so easy. They're like, fine, I love it. Here's my credit card, make it happen. And so that's great for everybody.
Well, I think it's all about full service. I mean, that, and you're completing, like you said, the Bratt Decor look and the entire brand. And clearly you have a gorgeous chemistry, you and your husband, and a successful business. And it's been wonderful to see, and you've been incredible to learn from. I think you're such a trendsetter, Mary, and I'm excited to see more of the Parisian and check out those lines a little bit more closely to see the changes from the Venetian. But thank you so much for
save a night for us at ABC, okay? We're gonna have another little one-on-one, but not
That'll be awesome.
Be private.
That'll be great.
Not a hangout.
So
Well, cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
yes.
And for everyone watching, I want to make sure everyone heads to brattdecor.com and to check everything out that Mary has to offer.
Okay. Bye, ladies.
Thanks, Mary.
Great. Thanks, Mary. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.